Hi, welcome to my no carb life. My name is Steph. For those of you that are new here, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. I share carnivore, ketovore lifestyle videos on my channel where I share what I'm eating. I love doing what I eat in a day videos and grocery hauls and some cooking, some recipes, and just general health and wellness. And I love sharing fitness stuff. I've been weight training for over 10 years, so that's something I'm passionate about and am gonna share in today's video. Today's video is a what I eat in a couple days, as well as a workout at the gym, and you're gonna spend a couple days with me. I have been doing carnivore diet for over a year and a half, and I have seen so many health benefits, including just feeling so much better, sleeping better. I've lost 30 pounds and my autoimmune disorder is in remission. And I just really enjoy sharing the carnivore lifestyle with all of you. And I am a mom of 5 and a wife, and I am 42 years old. So I am dealing with, middle-aged women things. And so the carnivore diet has really helped with so many of those things, and just I feel so good. I feel better than I ever felt in my 20s and 30s. So that is kind of what I share on my channel, and that's kind of what today's video is going to be. Just a little of this, a little of that over the course of a couple days. And I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for watching, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Some coffee.
Some coffee indeed.
We're putting bacon on the Blackstone, which is our favorite way to cook bacon. It's just nice to have bacon cooking outside. I just feel like the mess is really minimal, and this just cooks the bacon so perfectly, in our opinion. Some of these organic eggs, and then we have the Blackstone cooking up the bacon. And then I'm also gonna put some sausages in the air fryer. This is how we prefer to cook bacon. Honestly, we use our Blackstone for so many ways to cook things.
Every single day.
Yeah, we use it almost every single day. So the Blackstone for us was a really good investment. We like bacon on it. We cook steak. We cook a lot. Burgers, hot dogs, yeah. We use it almost every day. These are the sausages that I picked up at Costco. My daughter really likes the apple chicken sausages, but I don't want to have apples in my chicken sausages. So I saw these ones, and they are delicious. The ingredients are actually pretty good too. It just has some spices in it, which I have been able to tolerate lately. So at first, when I started carnivore, I really only had salt as my flavor and my seasoning, and I still pretty much stick to that, but I have been able to tolerate these. And they are really delicious, and we just cook them in the air fryer. So it's a quick, simple, high fat, high protein thing to eat for breakfast. All right, so I threw 2 of those chicken sausages in. We cook them at 400 for 8 minutes because we do like them a little bit crispy and crunchy. All right, so I melted this Costco butter in here. I'm making eggs for me and my husband, so I'm gonna do 9 eggs. He'll have 5 eggs and I'll have 4 eggs. Bacon is looking really good. Thanks, babe. This is the bacon that I picked up at Costco. Instead of the Applewood smoked, I just went ahead, and got hickory smoked. And honestly, I really like this flavor better. And it's delicious. So the bacon is done. The sausages are done. The eggs are done. So I am going to plate up breakfast, and then I'll show you what I have. All right, I'm grabbing a couple pieces of bacon. So I have one of the chicken sausages, 4 eggs, and 2 slices of bacon. That is my breakfast. And then I'm gonna grab my salt shaker with my Redmond's real salt. I'm gonna get some salt on there. This is my husband's. Oh, you know what? I wanna shred some sharp cheddar on top because I just love a little sprinkle of cheese. All right, here's the breakfast with just a sprinkle of extra sharp cheddar cheese. And really, it's not a lot, but it just adds a lot of flavor. I think there's almost nothing better than buttery, cheesy, salty eggs. We just got this pork belly at the local pork shop, so we're gonna cut this into bite-sized pieces. And I have a full recipe on how we make the pork belly in one of my videos, a couple videos ago that I posted, but we're just gonna cook this in the air fryer for a crispy, quick dinner. All right, once this has cooked for 10 minutes, you're going to take it out, flip it all, and then put it in for 15 more minutes. Okay, I just pulled the pork belly out of the air fryer, and sorry about the lighting, it's dark in here, but this looks so good and so crunchy and crispy, and I did tempt them because you do want this to be between like 190 and 200 because the fat will render, and it just is perfect. I'm actually gonna have one of these with my dinner. I don't often have one of these, but it sounded really good, so. Good morning. I am, as you can see, I'm on a weighted vest walk, and we're gonna get probably about 3 miles in. It's just after 7 this morning, and I have already been up for 2 hours, and I've read my Bible and spent some time with my husband and drank some water and just had like a quiet time. And then I try to get out. We're getting some fresh air, we're getting some sunshine, and it is pretty nice today. We're finally getting to the point where it's cooling down a little bit. When I say a little, I mean a little. It's not cool by any means, but it's 83 degrees and we've got some clouds, so it helps like cool it down a tiny bit. I feel a little crisp in the air. So fall is coming, but in Arizona, it really doesn't cool down until like November. I'm excited about that. So I am just taking my walk. And like I said, we're probably gonna do a 45-minute walk. So it should be 2.5 miles or 3 miles or so, depending on how fast I walk this morning. But I'm gonna go to the gym later. I'm going to show you what I eat today. So I hope you're having a beautiful morning or day wherever you are watching this. And I'm gonna finish my walk and then I'll catch up with you a little later. We are gonna make some coffee, some iced coffee, and some breakfast. This is the coffee that I use. I do, in the morning, I will do an espresso with some organic decaf, so it's a half-calf coffee. I just don't like tons of caffeine. And then in the afternoon, I will make one that's just all decaf. So for right now, we're gonna make a half-calf one since it's morning and I need some caffeine. We went on a walk. It was really nice. Like I said, I enjoy that the weather is getting a little bit cooler. I can feel that fall is coming, but it's still pretty warm and pretty humid. So we're going to go do a workout later today after I have my work and homeschool block. But I'm gonna make some breakfast first. I have some leftover bacon and pork belly that we're gonna have for breakfast. I'm gonna cook a couple eggs to go with it, maybe like 4 eggs. So this is a lot. So I'm definitely gonna have a big breakfast, but I'm excited to eat this. The pork belly is so good in the air fryer. It just is this perfect, crispy, crunchy pork belly. And like I said, if you cook it to 200 degrees, you definitely get that like soft, the fat renders. So you've got the crunch, but then the fat is really soft and melts in your mouth. It's just so good. And it's really good as leftovers too. So this is what we have left over. So I'm gonna eat this and some bacon and yeah, get the day going. All right, so I'm gonna preheat the pan and melt the butter for the eggs. Of course, I'm using Costco butter, my favorite, and I'm actually munching on a little bit of it because I'm getting really hungry. I probably have about a tablespoon a day or so that I just like eat, and then I use it to cook with. So I'm probably having 2 to 3 tablespoons a day. But our walk was about 2.5 miles, I think it was, about 40 minutes. It just feels good to get out and get the morning sunlight and get the fresh air. And I'm really, really looking forward to the cooler winter months here because in Arizona, we can be outside all winter. And I really love just taking walks in the morning when it's crisp and cool and you can wear a sweater. So I'm definitely excited for like legging and sweater weather. So I bought some fall clothes and some new like UGG slip-ons, like little slippers. They're like boots, but they're slippers and they have a platform. And so I might do like a video where I show my fall clothes. I don't know if that would interest any of you. Let me know if you want to see like a fall outfit haul. I bought some new items. I really don't like to buy a lot. I'll just usually buy like a couple pieces. And then for like every now and then, not even every season, but just this fall, I felt like I didn't really have clothes that I really love. I have a lot of sweaters, but these are more like shirts to wear with jeans. And I bought a new pair of jeans and they're wide leg. So I don't know, like if that would interest you to see like a haul of like my fall outfits. So let me know if you want to see that. Maybe we can put that in the next video. But this is heated up, so I'm gonna throw the butter. I have no spatulas. Where are all my spatulas? I had to go and wash a spatula because all my kids, well, most of my kids cook their own breakfast. And so by the time I get to make my breakfast, there's like no clean dishes left. And we only have 3 of these stainless steel spatulas, which is what I prefer to use. Okay, probably let this heat up for too long while I was yapping. Okay, here's my breakfast. I have some bacon, 4 eggs, and the leftover pork belly. My eyes might be bigger than my stomach here. Like, this is a lot of food. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to eat all this, but I am going to salt the eggs. And this looks really delicious. We'll see if I can finish all this though. I doubt it. I'll probably have some more. Oops. I don't know if I'll finish all this though. We'll see. I might think I'm hungrier than I actually am. But this is breakfast. All right. My breakfast is so good. I had a bite of the pork belly. It's still so good, even as leftovers. But I was just thinking real fast before I made my iced coffee. I am very excited to have my coffee, and I love that so many of you also drink coffee on carnivore or keto-vore diet. I enjoy my coffee very much, but I was just thinking with the change in seasons and how, just to be honest with you, how I was kind of feeling this last week with, as I was decorating my house for fall. I do like a little couple things here and there. I don't like go too crazy for fall, but I do love the change in season and just the crisp mornings. We are not there yet here in Arizona. Some places in Arizona see more of the leaves changing and the fall weather, but I'm very much in the desert. So we do get crisp mornings and evenings eventually, and I love that with the sun and the warmth in the day. That's my favorite. But to be able to wear a sweater and boots, and I love this season. And it was so nostalgic for me in the past to go get pumpkin spice lattes or pumpkin bread, and I make pumpkin cookies for my kids. And just some of those nostalgic things, I was just thinking about this past week. Like, I was kind of sad that I wasn't having a pumpkin spice latte. And it's so funny because last year, I mean, I have been strict carnivore for 1.5 years, and last fall, I didn't have any issues with it. I didn't really miss it. I didn't really think about it. And for some reason, this fall, I was just missing, like, especially pumpkin spice lattes. But I do think that there's an element of it where it's just the idea of it for me. Like, the idea of going and getting those things is not so much I miss the thing itself, because when I have it, it's so sugary and sweet that I don't even really like it. And so I realize that I don't really miss it as much as I think. And I think it's just in my head that I miss the nostalgia of it. And so I was just thinking about that this past week, and kind of honestly down a little bit about it. A couple days of, wishing that I could eat that and drink that. And I am by no means so strict that I will never have that. I'm not. I definitely have days where I'm eating more ketovore, where I will have some carbs, but then I go right back to carnivore, and I go no carbs, just because that is where I feel optimal. That is where I feel my best. And I just really thrive in that. Plus, just to keep my autoimmune disorder in remission, I feel like it's so important. But I also want to live life, and I have moments where I miss some of those nostalgic things, like with the seasons changing. And then as we approach Christmas and we have all the holiday things, I just kind of am thinking about how I want to approach this year. I don't want to eat junk. I don't want to eat and drink sugar. But is one drink or one treat, every so often gonna hurt my progress, gonna hurt my health? I don't know. I mean, some would say absolutely not, no cheating, never cheat, but that's so strict. And I'm not sure everybody can realistically do that. And I have done that for the most part, but I'm at a place now where I feel so good and my health is so good that I'm, thinking like, can I have a treat? Can I have a pumpkin spice latte? I don't know. So I was just kind of thinking about this week, what that is gonna look like. And I will be carnivore. I love eating carnivore. I feel my best, and I know for my health that's optimal. So I am by no means going to derail and go and just eat a normal diet. I don't know how you kind of approach it with, if you want to have a cheat meal or item or drink. So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I want to eventually be more ketovore. I will still not have vegetables. I don't like vegetables. I don't care for them, and I don't miss them. So it's more just those fun treat things that are specifically seasonal related. I don't struggle with this at all in the summer and spring. That is what I've noticed. It is only in the fall and winter. So either I need to lock in and just tell myself, you're not gonna miss that stuff. Remember, it's not as good as you think it's gonna be. Or I just need to let myself indulge every now and then see how I feel and how my body responds. So I was just kind of thinking about that this week, but I am going to eat my breakfast and then make my iced coffee and sit down and enjoy those for now. Well, I guess my eyes were in fact not bigger than my stomach, and I pretty much finished all this off. So I must have actually been really hungry. It looks so good. I am excited to drink this. Well, one thing that definitely helps with all the cozy fall vibes is burning a non-toxic candle. So I have this pumpkin spice, and it's from a local place, which I love that. So I'm gonna light this, and at least it will smell like pumpkin spice in my house. All right, because I am heading to the gym to do a glute and hamstring workout and sit in the sauna, I definitely need hydration, so I'm going to have Element in my water. I drink 3 of these a day, one of them with Element in it. And these electrolytes, or any electrolyte that you take, sodium, potassium, magnesium, water, calcium, you need these for proper nerve function and the signals that it sends to your muscles. So getting your electrolytes are so important, and I've seen this help me so much with my recovery at the gym, staying hydrated, and also just nerve function. It has helped with muscle spasms, muscle cramps. You definitely need your electrolytes. So I love Element. This is what I'll be drinking. And I like the raspberry and the grapefruit. That's my favorite. So I'm gonna put this in my water and we're gonna head to the gym. All right, we just got done at the gym. As you saw, all the clips. It was a really good workout. It was glutes and hamstrings. I had my daughter with me. We did have a really good workout, and it's been really nice to do weight training in the afternoons. I switched my 3 strength training days all to the afternoon just recently. With the kids' schedules and my schedule, it just works out a lot better to work out in the afternoon. So getting that done felt really good, and honestly, it gives me that like boost of energy and all those endorphins in the afternoon when energy can sometimes be running low. After breakfast, it's our work block, which is usually from 9:30 or 10 to 2 o'clock, and that is where I spend like a focused amount of time just doing work and doing homeschool. So my kids do their work, I do my work, I help them with their work also, and then 3 times a week we get to the gym. So it felt really good to get the glute workout in. My legs are literally jello. I aim for 80% of my max that I can lift. So whatever is the heaviest weight that I can lift with good form, I will take 80% of that and do like 6 to 7 reps. So each exercise that you saw, I do 3 sets of each of those, and I will do between 6 and 8 reps for each of those sets. So I'm definitely pushing myself and lifting heavy, and I just feel like that's what feels really good and has been working good and giving results as a woman in my 40s now. So as long as you can lift heavy with good form, it it obviously takes time to get to that point. I have been weight training and lifting weights for over 10 years now. So when I started out lifting lighter weights and learning the proper form. And then once I had the technique and the form down, then I could increase my weight gradually. And so now I'm really pushing myself, but always making sure my form is correct and warming up before. I feel like that is so huge. When I was in my 20s and even 30s, I could probably get away with like doing like a little warm up and maybe stretching sometimes. And now I make sure I get a 10-minute warm up. As you saw, my warm up moves that I do on a lower body day, I definitely get like a 10-minute warm up. And then my workouts are only like 45 minutes. We're in and out of there within, well, an hour and a half because of the sauna. But the sauna, a couple times a week to do the infrared sauna is a must. I have been loving that. 2 times a week I do the sauna. It just is so nice, such good recovery, and sweating out, detoxing, it just feels so good. It's like a really nice way to like wind down. So I think we're going to go home now, and actually I'm gonna have my second iced coffee of the day, which is decaf. I'm not having caffeine because I'd be like up all night, but an iced decaf coffee with cream, and I'm gonna have that, and then we're going to like start the evening routine and winding down, and I'm gonna have steak for dinner. So I'll show you that. We're gonna cook some New York steaks on the Blackstone, and then kind of just wind down for the night. So not a whole lot of exciting things going on today, but it felt so good to get that workout in. And it just is so important for me in my life right now and in my 40s to prioritize strength training. To do strength training and resistance training as a woman in my 40s, and as I age, that's going to be such a priority to do 3 times a week at least, because as we age, we lose bone density and we lose muscle mass. And so it's so important to prioritize building that strength up by lifting weights. So anyways, it feels really good, but I'm just gonna head home and have my coffee and then start prepping dinner. So I will catch up with you later. We picked up these New York steaks at the grocery store. They were on sale this week, so not too bad, $7.99 a pound. And we are going to salt these and cook these on the Blackstone for dinner. And I use Redmond's real salt, but I put it into a little shaker so that it's easier to salt stuff. But what we like to do is we salt our steaks and then we leave them at room temperature for like 45 minutes or an hour. And then we put them on the Blackstone to cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and salt these to have enough time so they can sit out for almost an hour before we cook them. And these steaks are huge. This is over 4 pounds for just 3 steaks, so they are big. All right, the Blackstone is preheated, so we're gonna throw our steaks on there, and we're going to sear them over here for a couple minutes to get them all nice and seared. And then we'll move them over to this side and put it on low and just cook it the rest of the way. All right, now that we got a nice sear, we moved it over and put it on low so that it can finish cooking a couple minutes on each side. We like our steaks medium rare, so they're looking really good. The steaks are done. They look so good, so juicy. So, of course, we're gonna use the Kirkland's butter, which is my absolute favorite. I'm gonna put some butter on top of the steaks and wrap them and let the butter melt and the steaks rest for about 5 minutes before we eat them. All right, the steak is done and I started cutting it up. It is pink. I honestly probably could have it even more pink, but we like it medium rare. And then it's so nice, the butter melts, and then you can just dip it in the butter and eat it. This looks delicious. I'm excited to have this for dinner. And also I am already showered and in my pajamas and ready to wind down for the night. So, and enjoying some delicious steak for dinner. I wanted to kind of end today's video with kind of going back to what I was talking about in the kitchen when I was talking about cravings and just my desire and my craving for pumpkin things this time of year. Everywhere I turn, people are posting, and social media and every sign at every store is, you know, advertising pumpkin bread and pumpkin muffins and pumpkin lattes. And for some reason, that's just really got me the last couple weeks. And I just really want to encourage you, if you are struggling like me and you're wanting to give into those cravings, I just encourage you, because I am so there and I didn't give in. I will in fact let you know that I haven't given in, and I just really needed to get my mindset right that I do carnivore diet for optimal health, and I love the way I feel, and ultimately I know that those things, they sound better than they actually are. If I were to have that, I know I wouldn't feel good. It's too sugary. I don't even really honestly like the taste. It's the nostalgia of it. And I think that's really what I was working through. So I didn't really mean to leave you hanging when I was talking about that in the kitchen. And I just wanted to kind of circle back to that. You know, there's going to be times where you have more cravings than others, and it is normal. I don't think anyone, I mean, maybe there's some like fanatics out there that like do carnivore and they literally never have a craving and they never want anything else that's not carnivore. And that's amazing, but that is not where I find myself sometimes. Like, I have been doing carnivore strict for over a year and a half. But there are times when I have eaten non-carnivore food. And the thing that I do is I go back to carnivore. So if you struggle and you're having cravings, or even if you did kind of derail and you're eating some normal foods and you want to go back to carnivore, you can just go back to carnivore. It has to be so individual. And so I just needed to get my mindset right. And that's where discipline and remembering why I do this comes in. And so I just wanted to kind of circle back to that and just encourage you as we are heading into this fall season, as we're heading into the winter season, and really just all the temptations with sweets and holiday things and seasonal things that are out there. If you indulge, just go back to carnivore. Or if you're low carb, or if you're ketovore or whatever, you can just start the next day. And I think we can't beat ourselves up so much about, you know, if you do have a moment of weakness. We can always pick ourselves back up and start over again. It can be a fresh new day with a fresh new mindset and fresh new discipline. Anyways, the point is, I think, to overcome them. And if you indulge in them, just go back to carnivore or ketovore or whatever you're doing. It's okay. We're human. Nobody is perfect. And we just have to keep showing up for ourselves every day and doing our best, right? So anyway, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for watching and supporting my channel. And I just appreciate you all so much. So I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.